Hello everyone, this is Mr. Mouse, and I will be taking a look at the files from the game Etherlords, see if I can analyze them for extraction with MultiEx Commander. So I got Etherlords on Steam, and then I can take a look at the files. So if I take a look at the files of Etherlords, then I can see that there are a number of res files in the folder called resources. And what I'm interested in now is just taking a look at one of these and see if I can find out what they are about. So let's just open one up with Hex Workshop and take a look. Now what I usually do is take a look at the header size, the header part actually of the file, and see if I can find something out that is striking. Usually you can find here either pointers to file names and such, maybe somewhere at the back. Many files have either this type of information about location of files in the archive in a header part or at the back. So if I just flip to the back here, let me see. You see here, these are obviously file names. So this is a complete list of file names back to back. That means that this format probably has somewhere around in this file there is some information about the file names and exactly the size that they need to be when loading in. So these are not what we call zero terminated, null terminated strings. So just taking a look at this complete file size, it starts off with 1.3, and let's see if we can find something up here which is at the beginning of the file that resembles it. So yes, here. This is probably a pointer to a tail part, and this then usually could be something like the size of that part. Let me see where this points. I can do it easily in Hex Workshop and go to this offset. Okay, so it's not the file names, but there is something else here. Let's see what that is. You can see a certain pattern here. This starts off with 3E, and then there seems to be a next that starts with 3.4, and then something like this. Okay, so it's the size of this selection is 16 hexadecimal. That means it's 20 in size. 20 bytes, and this is obviously 4 bytes value, and this is another one, this is another one, and then it gets real interesting to see what that means. That could be a date technically, and then some other stuff. Alright, this 1A here, that could actually be the size of such a string that we just saw. Yeah. So let's first just see if we can find this particular string part here. Let's go scroll down until, yeah, here we go. So here starts the first file name. Let's see the size. Exactly 1A, but there are more probably that have 1A. See, a lot of files have 1A in size. So it could still be that this is the first one, and the value up there is pointing to that first one. So let's investigate if that is the truth, because it's, if you go back 16, the last starts with this one, then some strange ones, another one. This could be a date again probably, yeah, time and date, and 1A. That doesn't tell us much, because then also the last file name should be 1A in size, which it is not. 2.5. That means that it could not be in the order of how they are listed here. So the file order in this resource file could be different, and not one by one back to back. Alright, so let's see. This doesn't really resemble any data at all, or something within the file. This might very well be a number of files variable. So 1289 files could be in this resource. I just need to see what this is, because this seems to be an MMP file, starting off with MMP. As I noted in the file names, all files had extension MMP. So if this is the first file that starts at byte 16, then we need to see what this is about. I think this could be, let me see. So how large is this particular part of the file name strings? Go. Right, A07C, huh? That is exactly what's here, 7C A0. So I can just put here, this is the size of the string table. This was the pointer to resource data, or file data, location, whatever. And I assume that this would be the number of files. Let's call them resources. Alright. So that's the number of resources. And we just said that each entry in this particular table, so I should be able to point there. No, I'm not, obviously. Go to this offset and now get a bookmark here. Resource data table. So if this is one entry is 16 in size, then we can calculate that will be 16 times, what was the number again? 509. XeNTaX. Alright, let's go back to the table. See if that's the size. XeNTaX. Right, so we confirmed that was actually the number of files, and also that each file has an entry that is 16 hexadecimal in length. Now we just need to figure out what these entries are. So let's go back there. So this 3E and this 34 and this 503, 1283, so that could 1288, 1285. That could actually be the. So if you, let's just put this as a entry, and then this part here, I'm just guessing here, this could be a resource ID or number. Then we have this to figure out. This could be a size of a file. Let's see. We can, another thing we can do, we can look at the, if this is indeed an identifier of an MMP file, we would have all instances of this particular resource that's in here would actually be an MMP file. This would be full of MMP files. We can look at the number of MMP. I just selected this in this particular file. So let's do that. So it's searching for all instances of MMP, just like this one. Right. That's a lot more, but that would mean it would be double, because if we look at the table right here, you see that's all MMP. So the strings also have this MMP. So that would be double. That would match the number of files. But now let's see where this leads us. So this is an offset of the first one, starting at byte 16. The next starts here. The next starts there. So the size of this particular one would be 2A0050, right? This one minus that one. Let's go back to the bookmark file. Bookmarks, let's see, right here. To AA4C. That's not it, but then again, obviously it needn't be the same one. We can see if we can find these values. So the size would be 50662A. We do find them. But not in that particular table. Okay. Go back. Okay, so this we said was the strings, well, file name string size. And let's just select a number. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's just select a few here, probably. No, right here. The thing that you can do is you can look at this. (16 in size), yes. Now you can take a better look at it to see what's it all about. Now this is interesting, because now we have no numbers here. See? 3E, 34, but then this particular entry doesn't start with a number like that. Still trying to find something that points to an offset of these particular files. So these are clearly the strings. Then we have this. Doesn't look like a pointer, because then we would have very small MMP files. It could be, but let's just see if we can find a pointer. An offset. Where does this point to? No, that doesn't look to be a pointer. No offset pointer. What about this one? That's the one, clearly. Okay. Right, so let me see, then that means that this is a pointer offset. and this could be this size, so that it's 2AA4C. Going to this one again, we just mark it. What is it? 2AA4C. Let's see if I can select that. 2AA4C, that's a long way down. Getting there. 2AA4C. Well, that seems to be it, right? 2AA50. Interesting. 2AA50. Okay. 2AA50. Starting here. Maybe there's an extra 4 bytes at the end of each one. Okay, let's go back to the table. To AA4C, that would be the size. So we've got this some kind of file ID, resource ID, the size and the offset. Now we're ready to extract stuff. We just need to find out this. Oh no, this was the probably a date or something. Etherlords. Is that from when was this time that this game came out? I don't know. I think it could be 2001. The size of the string, and then there's this funny thing. I think that would be the location of the string, obviously, for the file name. Yeah, location of file name string in the table. Okay, I think we're all set now to go extract stuff. So let's go to MultiEx Commander. Already started. Go to the script window. New script. Let's just do Etherlords. Okay. So first off, let's go to this one. So we're not going to care about the first one. So we say get dummy1. It's a 4-byte value in file 0. Next one is file number. So the number of files in this particular resource file. Then we had a pointer to the file resource table. So get DatOffset again along. And finally we had the size of the string table. String table size. Now I'm not sure why we would need that, but yeah, we needed to calculate the offset of this particular table. Alright. It doesn't have a particular ID. Okay. So I think we're set. Now we need to calculate the string table offset. Now we know we have this number of files. We know that the table starts at this particular offset. So we need to pinpoint it. So let's do math. String table offset. No, set string table offset 0. No, even better, make it the file number, the number of files. Now do that times 20, and then add the offset of the data table. That would give us the offset of the string table. Good. Now we're probably ready to loop this one. Oops. Okay. Are we now? Yes. Go to the offset of the data table in this particular file, and there we find the resources information, which was, from the top of my head, get file ID number, or whatever you call them. Then we said the file size. We may do a save position here and say this is a file size offset, and now get file size, which is 4 bytes. Then we save the next position, which is file offset offset. Get file offset. If I remember correctly, that would be get the date, which is the next variable in this resource information entries, and then we have get file name size, which is 2 bytes, and then get file name offset, which is another long. Now let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct? Am I doing it right? 1, 2, 3. That is interesting. I think yeah, I think that's right. That's right. It's 16. I was wrong. It's not 20. It's 22. Okay, that's correct. 22 bytes in one entry, and then we're ready for the next entry. But we're not going to do that just yet in the script, because the script now has to jump to the resource or the file name table to get the file name. So we have this offset stored at this particular variable. So then we do is save the current position in the file in this one, then do a go to string table offset in file 0, get DString file name. So this is a get string of a determined size, and the size is obviously file name size in file 0. Save the position in that file that we are now in this variable, so we can go and jump back to that when we need it. Then we should be done. Then we can log the file name, I think the file offset, file size, and what's this? The file offset, and the file size offset. Yeah, should be it. And then we can do a next T. Now let's make sure we can save this first. That's not in the forest, but in Etherlords. Okay, check it. There is a fault here. Let's see where this fault could be. I don't think it'll be in this particular part, right? It is in this particular part. Let me see. Do I need to identify it like that? That's right. Okay. Then we're ready to start. We're going to enable the debugger and we're going to run this MexScript on a file. Let me just save it again, though I don't have to do that again. Yes. I use on Etherlords, resources, textures. So he's opening it up, starting script. Now let's step into this. Got long, so this is the file number, the number of files, then okay. So this is the offset of the string table. Let's compare. 13119C39. 13119C. Sorry, 36. I'm blind here. 3199212006. That's something different than what my debugger is telling me. Okay, just step in here once more. Let's see what this is going to go. Right, got long 62. Yes. Yeah, that's not the right calculation. Cancel. So what goes wrong here? Of course, like I said, I was mistaken. It's not 20, it's 22. Save it again. Overwrite, yes. Check the script. Well, that will be okay. And then use it on the file. Okay, step. (21206). 21206. Okay, fine. Now we should be okay. Go. Okay, jumping to string table. Getting string right there. Save the position. Log it. Next up, yes, good. So that seems to work fine. Run it for a while. Then do a cancel. Exit. Oops, an error right there. Alright. See if I can run it again. Use it on my lovely file. Run for a while. Pause. Step. That certainly doesn't look right. See, it's shifting somewhere. Cancel. Okay, so it's shifting, huh? Oh, of course, I'm stupid as hell. I'm just being very stupid here. Okay, you know what the problem is? I'm just not doing that string table jumping right. So let's fix that. Because I need to get the offset right. I need to get this string table offset. So the file name offset. Go to string table offset, which is all very nice, but I need a temporary string table offset. So what I need to do is set temporary string table offset to my previously stored one, and apparently I need to make that sure that it's like that, and then do a math. Temporary string table offset. Add to this the file name offset. We don't need that. And then go to temporary string table offset. And we don't care about this one. Okay, still doing something wrong here. What is it? We don't need this. Okay. Save. Yes. Enable the debugger. Use it on see. See? That's right. Next. Good. Good. Very nice. Okay, cancel, exit. Let's see if we got that right. Yes. Yes. Good. So that's when we got it right. So now, no, we don't need to go that. Just run this script. We don't need the debugger now. We've got the right script, and now let's run it on this whole file. There we go. So now we're ready to extract all kinds of stuff from this particular file. We can do is select all and make a new folder. Name it textures. Oops. Obviously we cannot do that because we already have a file name. Come on. Well, that shouldn't be too difficult to computer. Finally. As you can see, it's extracting everything now. Pretty smoothly, huh? And later on, let's see if we can also open another type of res file. Let's just check this one. So now we extracted, see, all kinds of stuff like heroes, MMP files. Now the next step would be to understand the MMP file for what it is. Seems to be DX2, a DXT file, DirectX texture. Well, I mean that's the next step. Let's just see if we can open different files as well using this script now. For instance, what about sound effects? Perfect. Interesting. Okay, so I think that wraps it up. It's pretty easy to do, and a next step could be that we add some kind of support to change certain files. Might be possible, but it looks good anyway. So thank you for watching, and catch you next time for another file. Bye bye.